welcome back to Let's Talk Ships, and today's video I will compare the British Minotaur, the light cruiser, versus the new oncoming cold ship, the Smolensk, the Soviet light cruiser. They are very close to each other. I would like to say that in many ways the Minotaur have a slightly better concealment and slightly turns a whole lot faster. The downside is for the Minotaur, it has very hard to hit a target at max range because of the shell's speed. You all know the Minotaur's strength and weakness. Of course, Minotaur is a AA god and extremely good concealment and makes her kind of unique. However, Wargame decided to give the Soviet Smolensk almost to the similar, but there are quite a few differences. Also, armor-wise, the Smolensk is much more squeezier and does not have super heal, and that is probably the biggest difference between Minotaur and Smolensk. So hit points wise, guys, it's 43,300 versus 32,400. That is huge. You do not have a lot of hit points. Matter of fact, this is my honestly opinion, you should play the Smolensk with absolutely max range and trying to come even close. It's asking for being deleted. And armor wise, the armor of the Smolensk, which basically it's almost as a Minotaur, squeezy as heck, from 13 to the most part are 13-16 millimeters, and some parts like the Minotaur have 100 millimeters side armor. But what I'm trying to say, no matter almost the angle, you always will be hit hard by everything, and especially US battleship or any battleships whatsoever, especially at this tier. So your armor will not help you. What's the gimmick of the Smolensk? It's those Grozovoy's 16 guns. Of course, they only have 130 millimeters, but here it's what I'm saying, max range. Let's talk about the guns. Of course, the Minotaur have 152 millimeters guns, and they do travel 768 meters per second. That is not a whole lot. Matter of fact, it's you know exactly what I'm talking about. The Smolensk, it's 950 meters per second. It's railguns. It's close to Moscow's shell's travel speed. It's flat arc like Zao, literally Zao's railguns. That's the Smolensk have, and the same story goes with the Grozovoys. But the sad part is that Wargaming they just changed the range. Over here, I'm talking about the base range without captain, without any module, without anything. So this is the reason I compare those two ships. Minotaur, of course, you only have 5 guns, but they are 152 millimeters guns, and they reload faster, but not big difference. So let's talk about reload time. Reload time of the Smolensk is 4.5. And the Minotaurs is 3.2. This is without any captain's perk or module or anything. However, at Minotaur you do not have HE. The percent to put your enemy on fire with Smolensk, it's 8% base. Alpha HE penetration, it's 22 millimeters. So basically you kind of need IFHE to pen some battleships, and you will struggle very hard versus, let's say, Soviet battleships and some Soviet cruisers like Moscow and the Stalingrad. Now, the sad part is, let's talk about the range of those guns. The Minotaur have 15.8 kilometers. The Smolensk will only have 13.8. However, you do benefit of advanced fire train, which I highly recommend. but I don't know, maybe it's close to 16 kilometers or something like that. Please let me know in a comment below. 13.8, and then probably it's 20% higher range. So you will hit at the max range every single time, and you have 16 guns. Sure, the HE penetration, it's not that great. You need IFHE. And the damage, let's talk about damage if you're still there. The maximum alpha damage for Smolensk it's 1,800 HE and 2,600 for AP. I believe, and this is my honest opinion, if you see any cruiser or hack even a battleship showing you perfect broadside, use the big, pretty good penetration of those AP, and you will melt that battleship like there's no one's business. Because, you know, imagine 16 guns aiming at you at every 4.5, but that it's not the truth. You put the BFT and sub module, probably you're looking around 3 seconds. So you know exactly what I'm talking about. It will literally punish very, very hard anyone who's showing you the browser, even though you only have 130 millimeters guns. So 2600 maximum AP damage, it's not bad. The air drag, it's great. And now, guys, let's talk about which is kind of a disappointment. Let's go directly for the concealment, because this is a big thing, and the turning radius. The Minotaur will beat the Smolensk in concealment and turning radius. Of some very strange reason, Wargaming decide to give her bad turning radius versus Minotaur. Minotaur has 660 and rudder shift 10.4. The Smolensk turning radius is 750 meters and slightly a better rudder 8.2. So I still believe this improved boost what all British cruisers have. She's more maneuverable than the Smolensk. Now there's very few things I would like to say about the speed. The Minotaur speed 33.5, which is very average, and the Smolensk has 35. This is without speed flag or anything else, so it's a pretty damn speedy ship. 35 knots, it's not a bad speed. The big disappointment for me, guys, that I cannot understand, Wargaming, for the love of God, it's the damn concealment. Minotaur base without any module whatsoever, without any captains, 11.5 versus Smolensk 12.8. That's huge. You're talking about more than 1.3 kilometers worse concealment. So if the Minotaur can have around, I don't know, 9.9 or 9 point something in concealment, I do believe the Smolensk will have in concealment worse than 10. So yeah, for me it's kind of and same story, guys, even because both of them, they have smoke. Let's talk about smoke, but also penalty in the smoke. When you're firing, your detection by air 8.5 for the Minotaur. Let's talk about air detection 5.6. Okay, that is a huge damn different. Here I'm talking about air detection 8.5 for the Minotaur, and for the Smolensk 5.6. And but here is the other way around. When you're firing the smoke, you have whopping 5.91 in detection, and that it's kind of big. And Minotaur only have 5.4. Yeah, I believe, guys, this is my honestly opinion, that the Smolensk will have one of the best long-range DPM of all ships in this game. As a matter of fact, all close to even beat the Minotaurs. I'm talking about the AA. I have a very hard to explain, but what I'm trying to say, guys, is that the difference between her AA detection and the AA aura, it's such a big gap. And you do have, like Minotaur, defense firing. Let's talk about the consumable. First slot, damage count 40. Slot 2, defense, AA defense. You only have 2 charges, however. and with premiums consumable you have 3. Reload time it's 90-second base and 60 seconds with the premiums ones. And same goes, guys, with the defense fire and training. The defense AA, you only have actually basically 2, with premium 3, and of course you have these options that you put the captain, so you have 4. Action time is 40 seconds, and damage per second boost your AA plus 100%. What I'm trying to say, guys, and here's kind of a broken, Minotaur does not have AA defense, but it's still one of the best AA, probably it is the best AA cruiser in this game. However, for long range, the Smolensk, we actually beat her. And when you put the AA defense, the Smolensk will definitely be one of the most powerful light cruiser in this game. So literally it's a no-fly zone. And the sad part is that once she get detected, the planes cannot pass by without losing the whole squad. That's the problem for me, because of this short detection that Wargaming decided to give the Smolensk. She's literally almost immune versus planes. That's what I'm trying to say. I could almost go that Smolensk will beat the Minotaurs in AA when you pop the AA defense. That's what I'm trying to say. From long range, of course, the Minotaur overall, it's a great AA ship. And next patch, she will be even more powerful. And I believe, guys, without saying too much, it's not a topic. The Wargaming kind of screwed up the CV rework. It's not worth to play the CV anymore. That's my honest opinion. Now, something kind of important, and this is huge. You have also Hydro Search, but I do believe also the Minotaur have Hydro Search. Torpedo detection for the Smolensk is 3.5, and ship detection it's 5.0. And you only have, same thing, guys, only 2 chargers base and 3 with premiums ones. The smoke, and here it's the really tricky part, you only have base 1 smoke only, 2 with premiums, and with the captains you only will have absolute max smoke, it's 3 in the entire game. That it's bad, really darn bad. And because of the flat arc, you cannot let's say go close to the island and use your slow shells to loop over the islands to your enemy. You cannot do that with Smolensk because it's literally railguns, like Zau's railguns. You need you cannot stay behind the island. That's what I'm trying to say. And a repair party, you have 2 base, 3 with premiums, and action time it's 28 seconds. HP per second is 0.5% of your HP or something. So it's not a super heal, it's a regular heal like Zao, like anyone's, regular cruisers HP regenerator. And now I would like to say the Smolensk could be fun. However, keep that in mind, maximum smoke you do have in the entire game it's only 3. And you are squishy as heck, and you don't have a whole lot of HP pool. Matter of fact, you have the least HP pool of all cruisers in this game. I forgot to mention that she also have torps like the Minotaur. Let's talk about torpedoes. Minotaur have 4x4, which is a lot of torpedo power, 10 kilometers, 62 knots. But you have 8 in each side, right? So you have 16 torps altogether. So charging a Minotaur, if you are a battleship, it's not so great, smart idea. You might actually die if you're trying to do that. And with Smolensk, not quite, but you definitely have some torpedoes power, and you have 2x5, so you have in the middle 10 torpedoes, 8 kilometers torpedo range, reload time 131 seconds, and speed, the torpedo speed are actually 60 knots, and torpedo detection it's 1.2 kilometers. So it's basically close to Minotaur's Torps, but they do less damage. Over here they do whopping 16,700 damage. With Smolensk you only do 4, and you have not 16, but only have 10. But the thing is, with 10 you can send both of them at the same time. Yeah, it's not great torpedoes, however it's a good to defend yourself. Please let me know, guys, would you think that Smolensk is overpowered, or she's kind of damn unique? I believe there's no other light cruiser I can compare than the Minotaur. I believe Minotaur is a lot of fun to play. I played her in a test server. I do not own her, but what I'm trying to say, guys, it's the you can, shall I say, survive with Minotaur way better thanks to that super heal, and you have more smoke charges, and you have more torpedo power, and in some ways you are extremely strong versus some destroyers and some other cruisers. But I do believe, guys, without saying too much, the Smolensk in 2 department will be even deadlier versus destroyer and versus CVs, the planes. That thing ship, it's broken when she used the AA defense. And with 16 guns, I have no idea what kind of a destroyer you need to be before you get wrecked. I mean, imagine yourself 2-3 salvos and that destroyer from full HP to 0, it's gone. And it's a whole lot easier to aim and use your firepower. The Minotaur kind of struggles versus anything. A target more than 13 kilometers is very hard to hit, especially if that ship is sailing away. That's what I'm trying to say. Guys, thanks for watching. Please let me know what you think about the Minotaur versus Smolensk. Which one do you think it's more fun to play? Yeah, that's a good question. Is it worth those cold prices, like I don't know, what would be 750 or something like that? Also let me know in a comment below. Thanks guys for watching. Always captains, fair seas, and goodbye.